Discover the best in local business news with a subscription to the IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. For a limited time, try us out for just $1 a week for 8 weeks. Claim this limited time offer now at ibj.com/trial offer.
Kristen, Dame. Today's program is brought to you by myindiana529.com. Let's say you've recently had a child. You've recently brought a child onto this earth of ours, and you're thinking, someday, I want this child to be deeply educated, and I want to pay for it. I want to help pay for it. What you might want to do is go to myindiana529.com, and for as little as $10, you can open an account. And here's the best part. No, there's the best part. If you contribute the right amount of money, you may receive up to $1,500 a year in tax credit. For those who don't understand how tax credits work, that means that if you've paid the right amount on taxes for a state tax, for your state tax being Indiana, you will just get a refund of $1,500. And that is how it works. So this is what I use. I have used for now 16 years. Go to myindiana529.com. You can use the age-based options, which I love, which means you just set your investments when your kid is a certain age, and the investment allocation changes over time. So go to myindiana529.com to learn more. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for, the return of the Queen of the Desert, the Queen of Texas, the Queen of Northern Indiana, and now the Queen of Motherhood. Ladies and gentlemen, Kristen.
Hello. That
Kristen's
was
back.
The intro. Thank you.
What, Dame? I feel like I missed one. There was a queen of something else.
There was something.
What was it?
She's got enough queens. She doesn't need the last one.
Kristen, tell us everything we need to know about motherhood.
I feel like you guys know. You guys have kids. What am I supposed to say?
How's your baby?
I was gonna say that I grew the perfect baby.
Yes.
I did. She's very perfect.
Dame was slacking me this morning, and he is insistent that I ask you if you have now a new respect for Dame as a parent now that you are a parent.
Yeah, totally slacked that.
I'm sure he did. Yeah. And I'm sure he would have wanted you to ask that on the air too. That was very Damian coded. I feel like this is a trap, because if I say no, am I really doing my best work? And if I say yes, it's going to be like, told you so. So I decline to answer.
What were you doing on Friday mornings while you weren't on the show?
Nothing.
Great.
Sitting on the couch. 2 or 3 times I caught you guys, not right at the start, but 2 or 3 times I did watch the show.
Did you want to be on it, or were you glad you were disassociated with that particular episode?
I didn't watch the 50-year mortgage stuff.
That was good.
See, that's a topic that gives Kristen a little anxiety. So that one I was glad to not be.
What part of it gives you anxiety? Let's stoke that.
Well, you guys may or may not have touched on it, but like, I don't want to be the person that prevents people from being able to enter home ownership if it's just outside of their reach, if the 50-year mortgage could be the thing that catapults them into affordability, and if they could use that positive momentum. I'm not saying that I think that that's the use case, but I don't want to be the person that tells someone no.
That sets up great for a parent.
Dame, Dame is so aggressive, isn't he, Kristen?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Gosh, Dame.
I'm a tough parent. Her
Kristen,
dad
let's
is
get
not.
him.
her dad is not tough. Her grandmother is not tough. I am the tough one. So
Man.
Sounds like it.
It's Kristen and I versus Dame this week on the show.
Okay.
So Kristen, as a parent, you will constantly be asked questions by your child as she ages. And sometimes you know the answers to the questions, sometimes you don't, but you are most often in a position to answer them or at least try or find the answer. That is unlike the strange dynamic of what human resource professionals are often asked to do on a regular basis, and that is this week's show. People have financial benefits questions that are deeply intertwined with their financial life, and then they just go to the person who's in HR as though the HR person is a world almanac and knows the answers to these questions. Dame, as we will point out repeatedly here on the show, we love human resource people very much, correct?
Indeed.
However, the resources themselves aren't putting those human resource managers in the best position by asking them questions that the HR person feels obligated to answer, but probably should not answer. So, Kristen, that is what we're doing today.
it is. Were you looking at Dame and I during that last run?
Why is that?
Because both of our faces were going, there's the air brake noise.
Oh, it was?
It didn't go the well, see, I didn't hear the psh. I heard it was like Pete talking down a hall. It was totally different and it lasted much longer.
So
I'll say when I do.
it's my fault.
Well, Dame also just slacked me and said he feels like that has been your fault the entire time.
That is true.
I'll just say when I did my solo episode about having a midlife crisis, it didn't go off.
No?
Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's do this show. Oh, let's time the segments.
That's a good idea.
I think we're doing a best of next week. Unless you guys want to come in on Black Friday.
Oh yeah.
So best of it is.
No, I think we've traditionally done a best of on Black Friday, but we have come in over the Christmas break in the past occasionally. Maybe that was just you and me one time. We decided it wasn't a good idea, and we don't do it anymore.
I think that was the readout.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1. This week on the Pete the Planner Show, we answer your money questions. Here's how the show works. You email us, askpete@petetheplanner.com. That's askpete@petetheplanner.com. And we'll answer your question on the air. Well, in fact, we'll turn an entire radio show and podcast and live stream into an answer for your question. Damian Dunn has been joining me consistently now for years. Hello, Dame.
Hello, Pete.
Another individual, Kristen Elanius, has been joining me for years, but recently on what some call maternity leave, some call a baby sabbatical, and she is back. Hello, Kristen.
Hello, Pete.
Our listenership just exploded with glee.
Did it?
Did you ever call it a baby sabbatical?
Did I what?
Baby sabbatical? Is that good as a maternity leave baby sabbatical, or am I like missing the boat here?
You think other people call it that, or you just made it up and you want to know if it's okay to say it again?
Let's move on to this week's topic. Damian Dunn actually sent me the phrase baby sabbatical via instant message before the show, and I tested it. And Dame, I want you to know it's not going to fly this week.
Okay.
All right. Kristen, here at Your Money Line, we serve people in their financial lives through their employers. And one of the reasons we do it is because there's this very strange thing that happens within employment in which if a person doesn't know the financial answer to a question, they just go and ask their HR people, their human resources professional, because they trust them. They feel like they're in charge of their paycheck. So they might as well ask them about their money, which is, I think it's part of the dynamic. But today we're going to talk about some of the questions HR gets, but the HR people really should not answer them for lots of different reasons. Dane, when you think about this topic, why do you think it's important to talk about today?
I mean, there's a lot of writing on some of these questions, and you want to make sure you're getting a good qualified answer, and HR people know a ton of stuff. there's a lot of stuff they can help you with in this process, but getting the nuanced answers to some of these questions, this is just not in their repertoire. And frankly, you don't necessarily want those people being the people that are advising you in these areas either. You let them stay in their lane, do their role, which they do extremely well, and then lean on somebody else who can help guide you with maybe not some influence that HR or concerns that HR might have anyway. So there's a lot riding on these decisions, and you need to find the person most qualified to give you the answer.
Yeah, Kristen, the other element of this is time and how people wait until the very end to ask these questions of the people they probably shouldn't ask them of. And how does that dynamic play into this?
Well, I feel as though I have no room to talk because our beloved operations, is she manager ? Olivia, she's wonderful. She messaged me on my maternity leave and said, "Hey friend, not trying to bug you, but your elections for open enrollment are due tomorrow." And I said, "Oh, my bad." And I feel as though that was probably not the best thing for me to do, because did I make the right decisions in the 11th hour? I didn't really mean to do it that way, but I think a lot of people do it that way.
Dame just slacked me. It says that's what sometimes happens during a baby sabbatical.
It did. It is true. It is. It absolutely is.
Let's talk about some of these decisions, though, Dame. Like, what are we talking about? I know at this point in time, benefits. Okay, but let's get into more specifically, what are some of these small decisions that aren't small?
Healthcare is usually the one that rises right to the top for a lot of people because it consumes a big amount of our paychecks, and it's so important to the overall well-being of our families that making a good, educated decision on healthcare makes a huge difference for how your family can function on an annual basis. So trying to figure out whether you're going to be on a more traditional plan, PPO plan, or a high deductible health plan, and maybe pair it with an HSA. And if you do an HSA, how much are you going to be able to contribute to that HSA? Does your company match? And if they do, how much does that mean you can contribute to the HSA? There's all sorts of issues that go into the healthcare decision that, frankly, your HR person is going to know some of these ins and outs and what some of the stipulations are, but they don't know your personal details, and they don't have time to understand and learn all of those personal details either because they're really busy. So healthcare decisions right to the top of the list.
Kristen, I like to think of this topic. You sent it yesterday or the day before, maybe. I was thinking about it, and I thought this is like food allergies, right? Like if your financial life are the particular things that you're theoretically allergic to, and the food are the benefits, and you just ask the kitchen about the food, or you ask your HR person about the benefits without them knowing what you can or can't handle based on your finances, that becomes the issue and that becomes the stakes. And then let's get into some of those other small decisions, things like retirement plan choices, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I think is challenging is sometimes when you work for a company, your HR department might have more cross training in a specific area of benefits. Like maybe your HR department, maybe someone used to work in the retirement space or someone used to work in healthcare. And then maybe you get a little spoiled because you feel like you can go to that person for more specific advice. You might not be then making the best decisions for other benefits areas. And then when you go to a different employer, you kind of have this expectation that this is their role or this is their job. Or maybe it's just because they've been exposed to benefits for so long, you feel like it's their area of expertise. So I think that just adds an extra layer of, it makes it a little more complicated.
Yeah, Dame, what else is on that list of small things that are actually big things? And we will get deeper into them as the show progresses.
One of the things that goes right along with retirement questions is who do you list as your beneficiary? We get that frequently as well when we're talking to folks, because that can be a challenging conversation, especially if there's maybe a couple of marriages wrapped up into the decision with maybe kids from blended families included. And how do you set those up? And how does that play into other bigger questions with wills and trusts and all that fun stuff? So beneficiary decisions, FSA versus HSA decisions, those are big topics of conversation as well. I've had multiple of those over the last couple of weeks. Is Your Money Line talks to a whole bunch of people in enrollment period right now as well. So there are just a number of decisions that people are faced with that they're going to need some answers.
What I think is interesting about this, and this is highly critical of the average American, is that they don't understand the importance of benefits elections. They just simply don't. They feel like preferences or toppings on a pizza. They're like, well, what do you like? And so then they ask that question of their HR person. They say, well, how do you do it?
Mhm.
But meanwhile, the HR person is 30 years younger than you, has no kids, isn't married. Like, right? It's so different. It doesn't matter. Dame, another part of this too is, frankly, let's say you got a company with 500 people and you got 2 HR people. The expectation that HR professional can synthesize the question and give a detailed answer that matches the needs of the employee is a wildly unreasonable expectation.
Yeah, they've just got too much going on. I mean, we didn't even talk about life insurance questions that come up all the time as well. I mean, there's any number of questions, but to put the expectation on an HR person to be able to sit down and take the time, understand your situation to the degree that they need to be able to give you good advice on what works best for you and your family, just is asking a lot of that individual.
All right, so what we're going to do when we come back from the break, now that we've established how high stakes these choices are and why waiting until the end of an open enrollment and getting a text from your coworker to get your stuff done is a bad idea, let's talk about what the real answers are and what your HR people should not answer. All of that is next on the return of Kristen on the Pete the Planner Show. I'm Pete the Planner. This portion of the program is brought to you by HerculeanMealPrep.com. Hey, Dame.
Yeah, Pete.
I don't want to brag, but I got a lot going for me. I have a family. I have a wife that within the last few years told me she loved me. I have a car that I own outright. But I have to tell you, the best thing in my life was yesterday when I went into my location of Herculean Meal Prep and realized that they've got a whole load of brand new meals that I have not tried. I bought 18 of them.
Oh,
18 of them, brought them back into the freezer. And yesterday I had, what do you think I can think? Maple bacon ghost mac. It was pulled pork with bacon lardons, if you will, over smoky ghost pepper cheese mac and cheese that's actually spicy. It was the best thing I've ever had in my life. Anyway, here's the thing. I also knew the macros. I also knew the financial commitment there, and I knew the convenience, and they're frozen. So today I'm having like pulled something on truffled whatnot. And now, come on, that's what I want. And that's what it said on the label. So go to HerculeanMealPrep.com, order it. It's frozen. It's so delicious. They have a buffalo blue burger bowl right now. I mean, my mind is just, I can't wait to eat. Here's the thing. I'm going to lunch with my wife today, and I almost canceled the last second because I don't want to order off the restaurant menu. I just want to sit in my office and eat by myself without her. So go to HerculeanMealPrep.com today and tell them Pete sent you.
Right, 2 things.
Okay.
One, I just checked to make sure that they still have a location close to me, and they do. And so I think I will be taking a trip down there. I've got a few days off next week. I think I'll make a trip down there. Maybe they'll have a Black Friday special. Should have asked that. Should have found out. Second, I've already forgot what second is because I'm so excited about going to Herculean to get some food.
Listen to these new meals, Dame. Mediterranean salmon with feta on top of it over quinoa, maple bacon ghost mac, braised beef white cheddar truffle mac, buffalo blue burger bowl, chicken pot pie. Guys, Kristen, how hungry are you, Kristen?
I'm always hungry.
What is your child's favorite meal?
Milkies.
Great.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that works. Have you tried like a turkey burger or anything for the baby yet?
Oh, yeah. She's already addicted to caffeine and French fries. So chip off the old block.
Dame, what are you doing this weekend? It's pre-Thanksgiving. What are you gonna go out and take a turkey?
No, we'll not be sitting out to try and hunt a turkey this weekend, unless you mean go to the store and grab a turkey at the last minute. But ours turkey is currently baking right now in our oven. So, no.
What?
How long do you bake your turkey, Dame? 168 hours?
No, we do it ahead of time and then we warm it back up.
Oh, what's the fun in that?
Why?
Convenience. We have 1 million people in our house for Thanksgiving. It just gets out of control.
Okay, Kristen, may I for a moment? Kristen I don't want to expose you. Kristen just slacked me, Dame, about this. And she said in her house, she likes to cook the turkey that day so she can isolate herself away from the rest of her family and enjoy the stress and anxiety that comes with having the bird done on time to the right temperature. And I'd have to stack hands on that. I would agree with her.
I mean, if we're going to be completely transparent, turkey's way overrated. I could do without it.
I actually can agree with that. I could do without the bird, truly.
Danza says she likes your hair right now, Kristen. How is it different?
It's quite a bit darker, gentlemen.
Well, I noticed that, but again, Dame and I, as A, know better, B, to say anything, and B, as hairless people, we always just think we're misseeing another person's hair.
Yeah, that's fair. I actually did my hair and my makeup and went to my dad's house last weekend after we took family pictures. And I walked in and my dad was like, "You look good." And I'm like,
Wow.
That felt like you don't think that I look good most of the time. Thanks, Dad.
I was trying to go solo layout on you so we could all look at your hair.
No.
But then I realized that that's something that you're not interested in. Okay.
We'll do it
I
anyway.
just slacked you and said,
Oh, that's the joke we're doing. Guys, it's getting a little old, okay? Stop.
yeah.
Here we go. One of our coworkers, I have a pink sweatshirt, salmonish pink sweatshirt on with like a white, off-white sweatpant. And our coworker said, "You look like Not So Bad Bunny." Pretty funny.
I mean, I wouldn't think those two colors would be very flattering on you, to be perfectly honest.
It does. I do look slightly nude.
I honestly was waiting for what was the mole rat from Kim Possible was what I thought the burn was going to be.
Oh my gosh. I've never been called a mole rat on the...
I'll send you a picture. Dame just slacked me and said that he agrees that that's exactly what you look like.
Actually, Kristen, I think you should slack that to the channel, the random channel, and just make sure. Or HQ. That way they all get it.
Hey, Kristen, I didn't want to put you on the spot, but...
Don't.
What? I have a question that I want you to answer.
Yes.
Look right into the camera, if you would. If you guys, first of all, if you just listen to the show, you're much better off tuning in, youtube.com/Pete the Planner, especially in this moment. 23 minutes into the show, you can see Kristen. Not creepy at all. Kristen, your hair looks great. But here's why I have you here solo.
Oh, boy.
Between Dame and I, who did you miss more? Like, I need an answer. No, I need an answer.
Damian.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
Mm.
That's just not right.
It surprises nobody.
I am not missable. That's the thing about me. I'll be around and people are like, okay. But then I'm gone and they're like, oh, yeah. You know, not a missable person. Dame's missable. You know?
I mean, I just try and not be all that engaged with most people anyway.
That's interesting. All right. Well, Kristen, I missed you. Dame slacked otherwise. And let's start the show in 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner show. Big day here on the show. If you're listening of one of the many affiliates to our radio show, the return of Kristen Elanius off of maternity leave. She has brought life onto our planet. We will continue on as a species. Kristen, that feels like a little much to welcome you back from having a baby.
Yeah, just a little bit. But trying to help, what do they call that? The birth rate, what is that called? Ours isn't high enough as a society. We need more people.
The replacement rate?
Yes. Just trying to help you guys out so that Social Security's there for you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, that's actually very generous.
You're welcome.
I'll just say this. Kristen comes back and the government opens back up, and there is not a coincidence there. Today, we're talking about the questions that you please stop asking your HR people. We love HR people, but you're putting them in an untenable position by asking them very tough questions. All right, Dame. So I'm gonna ask a question here. Here we go. Which health plan should I pick, Dame?
How am I supposed to know, Pete?
What do you choose?
Well, for me, I choose the most expensive one. How's that going to work for you?
I'd rather not. What's the cheapest one?
It's trash. You don't want that one. You want the most expensive one.
So, Kristen, what just happened here? Break this down for us.
What happened is this is a really, really, really tough decision. And I think Dame and I both had trouble picking health insurance last year and this year for very different reasons. But especially because I knew we were having a baby this year. So, you're going to have a lot of medical expenses. So, but are you going to have enough medical expenses to justify the plan with the really high premium? And the spoiler alert, I'm very fortunate we didn't have that many. So now in hindsight, it's like, oh man, should I have picked a lower premium plan with the HSA? And then moving forward, you don't know the health of your children. So how do you know what to pick? So it's hard.
The health of your what?
I was going to say kids and children at the same time.
That is a word we can't say. Hey, at the break, we'll remind Kristen how radio works. You can't use the 7 words.
That was honest. I was going to say your kids, but also children. And it just came together wrong. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding, of course. Dame, what is the real answer? Like when you get your head around a PPO or a high deductible healthcare plan with an HSA, like forget asking your HR team, like what do people really need to know?
Yeah, in general, I mean, they've got to have a good idea of what the usage expectation is going to be for their family. If you know you got some, like Kristen said, if you know you've got some big expenses coming up, or you're a very consistent user, if you got chronic issues in your family, the PPO might be the better route because typically a high deductible healthcare plan with an HSA option, great option, by the way, but it's a tax win for low usage people, low usage families in those cases. So you got to know what your family needs in this case, and then you can actually start trying to back into the right answer if you want to do the math, which I know is kind of boring, but you can figure that out if you want.
Kristen, here's the one that I think the number one question HR people get asked, usually when someone starts their job. Okay. How much should I put in my 401k? And the problem with this question and the problem with the answer is that if the HR person gives the wrong answer, I'm going to be dramatic here. I know I usually am not very dramatic, but in this moment, I'd like to be dramatic. In this very moment, a person can ruin their career in terms of wanting to have a peaceful retirement, because if they start off by putting the wrong amount of money in and they don't ask themselves that question for years and years and years, which happens all the time, that's a problem. Kristen, how much should I put in my 401k? Would you ever want to ask that of someone who knows nothing about your situation?
No, absolutely not. And I think it comes from a place of wanting to help. And I don't know about the two of you, but I feel like the default among your coworkers, among HR pros is, well, the match is 3%. And we all know that's not enough. So if you go to someone and they're like, well, 3% is free money, and then someone puts in 3% and this is the first time they've ever had a 401k and they're 40 years old, we're in big trouble.
Dame, subconsciously, I think there's another part of this. If an HR person tells a person to take too much out of their checking or their check, and then the net income is lower than it would have been, then it reflects that the company's not paying the person enough.
Sure. Or they might end up coming back and taking a 401k loan out of it eventually as well. And now, did you really do what was in the best interest of that individual? it doesn't have to be an overly complicated answer to this question, but you have to know what the trade-offs are for different kind of contribution levels. And I mean, my first real big boy job after I graduated was in a small traditional financial planning firm, independent. They had a simple 401k, a simple IRA at this shop, and I asked that exact question: how much should I put in this? Just out of curiosity. Pete, what do you think the answer was?
5%.
Kristen?
I was going to say 5, actually.
Just do the math. You'll be fine.
Gee, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So it was, you're not immune to getting suboptimal answers regardless of where you work. You need to talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Kristen, the next one up is, well, by the way, what's the answer there? What is the real answer?
How much should you put in your 401k? Kristen, feel free to disagree. The baseline is the match if you can afford it. And then you need to work your way up to 12 to 16% inclusive of company match. And if you can go beyond that, wonderful. But the target needs to be somewhere between 12 and 16%.
Yeah, I would actually love it if you would take that a step further as the employee and look up a retirement calculator. There's tons of them out there. If you don't have access to a resource within your wellness platform with your employer, find a retirement calculator and just try to get a rough guess of replacing your income. Lots of them will let you include Social Security. Maybe you don't want to plan for Social Security, and it'll give you a better idea, because that 12% might not even be enough. And I know that sounds really aggressive.
Dame sent me a note before the show and asked me to, on your first show back, Kristen, disagree with you as much as I could. So I'm taking that direction from him because you missed him more. I hear you on the retirement calculator thing, and in a perfect world, that is great advice. I think it is advice that for the average person signing up their 401k at orientation, that's one that is hard to do. It is hard in that moment when the person's standing over you, like, hey, fill it out. We're going. Here we go. People generally have to fill things out pretty quickly. And their education level as to what a retirement calculator is tough. And Dame, to your point, I'm going to disagree with you. I would keep the match completely out of it. I would literally say bare minimum 10%, and try to find your way to 15. And I know my advice is technically wrong. Like, it is actually, your guys's are technically correct. And it's technically wrong, but I find mine more practical.
This is why I missed Damian more.
I know.
As long as you understand you're still practically and technically wrong.
Yeah. I've been married for 25 years. Kristen, which investments should I choose? Just tell me. Just let me. I don't know anything about this. Which investment should I choose?
You actually don't even have to pick. Just leave it in the cash reserve. It'll be great.
Okay, Dame. Actually, who said in the chat here? Andy may have said that if you've got like a very conservative person giving you direction and you don't know, you're just going to adopt their risk tolerance. And that becomes problematic. You end up in the fixed account earning a 1.5% for 40 years.
Not good.
Not good. And the reason Dame said that, because it's time for a break. Coming up after the break, more questions you should not ask your HR people and what the real answers are. All that's next on the Pete the Planner Show. I'm Pete the Planner. This portion of the program is brought to you by myindiana529.com. Why do I bring it up twice in one show? Because it's that time of year. Got to go in there, drop in your final deposits. No, you can't get a tax refund. It's a non-refundable credit on myindiana529.com, but it will reduce your tax burden, and that's special. So please go there today, myindiana529.com. Kristen opened an account recently. Damian and I made contributions to it. He and I tried to guess what the other person was going to put in and then put a little bit more in than the other guy. And Damian won that contest. And that is why Kristen misses him more. Go to myindiana529.com. And when you're at Thanksgiving this coming week, look across from the table, the people you disagree with so much politically, and say, hey, can you just make a deposit into 529 this year? instead of buying them a hat or something. That'd be great. That's myindiana529.com. It's funny that was the copy they sent over.
It was. I mean, it's really interesting. Must have a very outside the box thinking person in marketing.
I was thinking yesterday, Dame, because I was really excited about going to Herculean and buying my stuff yesterday. I was like, I'm going to talk about this. And I thought, at what point do I get the email? That's like, hey, you've gone a bit too far.
I know what number 2 is going to be that I was going to ask you between the last segments. Do they recognize you when you walk in, like Norm from Cheers, like Pete?
I wish they did. It would help my ego. They do not. And actually at the register yesterday, I wanted to be like, I heard about this on this great podcast. Dave, that's a really great question. But no, I don't. No.
Bummer.
I know.
I'll mention it at my store when I go over next week.
Dame, can I give you some breaking financial news that I'd love for you to react to in real time and honestly react to?
Make him full screen.
Okay.
Okay.
God, he's handsome. Let's take a look. Dame, let's see where you're looking these days.
Wrinkles.
Really? Where?
Come on.
I can't get any zoomed in anymore. And plus, I can't see.
You're a ways away. Yeah, it's all right. Trust me, they're there.
Okay, Dame, real-time reaction. Here we go. Do you guys like this new thing where I put you full screen and then ask you questions?
No.
I mean, it's your ratings.
Okay. It's our ratings. All right, here we go. Dame. Eli Lilly hits $1 trillion market value, a first for a healthcare company. Real-time reaction. Damian, done.
I saw it was going to, if it hadn't happened earlier this week, that it was trending and it was going to happen this week. Great. I mean, it's all kind of on the backs of a new wonder drug that I will refrain commenting on, but it's, good for them. Capitalism. Yay.
Kristen, I wanted him to not refrain from commenting, and then there he goes refraining.
Yeah. They're your ratings.
What? Okay.
I slacked you guys a picture of Rufus, by the way.
I see it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
that's the colors. That's what it reminded me of.
Let's see if I can get this on the screen here real quick. We will get a picture on the screen for those streaming of what Kristen said I look like, which is a mole rat.
I'm gonna need you to fold your arms and take your glasses off and smile.
Okay, I'm pulling it up here. Everyone, calm down. Dame definitely needs to calm down. Okay, here we go. What do we think? I can't. Let me go see if I can go full screen. How does this work? I don't know if I can do that. Hold on. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. Gosh, Kristen, that's really good.
Told ya.
Are you laughing that hard?
Yes.
I feel like you're laughing at your own joke, though, for really thinking about it.
No, I'm actually laughing at your ability. Like me thinking through the fact that that's probably just like an average day in your house being roasted alive and how I'm just not tough enough for it.
Dame, I want to know if this happens to you. Okay. My teenage children have this bit going on where they constantly tell their mother, my wife, my life partner, how much they love her on a pretty excessive basis and go and hug her and snuggle with her. And then they'll just walk by me and go, hi, Dad.
I'm lucky if I get a side hug.
I hate it. And when my daughter, I'll go to hug her and she'll like match my hands with her hands, like we're doing mimery into it. And she'll just push my hands down and block from me coming close to hug her because she knows I hate it. And I hate it.
Yeah. You are not alone. I do not get the affections from my children's.
Kristen, someday you're going to be sitting downstairs and your children are going to yell downstairs, about to go to bed, and they're going to say, good night, Mom, I love you. And your partner's going to be sitting right there, just not part of the moment because they're not going to say it to him.
I mean, Right now, because our baby is 6 weeks old, I'm the only person she cares about pretty much at all. So I'm soaking that up until that's over.
She has not met me yet. The mole rat of radio. Kristen, that's really funny. That is literally the perfect color.
Indeed.
It's great.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner show. What are questions that you should not ask your HR person during open enrollment because you're likely to get an answer that doesn't actually apply to you? Damian, as we've noted repeatedly on the show today, this is not the fault of HR. It is not their responsibility to answer your uninformed questions.
No, not at all. They're well-meaning questions.
Damian was nodding. He was nodding for those on radio.
I thought you were going to plow right through. See, this is what happens when we get the whole team back together again after a little bit of a break. We're not sure to pick up on the cues, and, well, we missed one, but that's all right.
Fair enough. So, Kristen, next one up. Should I choose an HSA, an FSA, or an HRA? I feel like this top 3 questions a person gets for sure because they all sound the same.
They all sound the same. It's a high stakes decision. And I feel as though no one truly understands the best way to utilize them. And, you know, as I'm thinking that through, it's also because the decision to elect HSA or FSA is also off the back of another decision. So I feel like it's also a combination of decision fatigue. Like, I don't even know if I chose the right healthcare plan. How am I supposed to know how much money to put in this account to use when I don't know how much my healthcare is going to cost me?
Dame, what would you add to that? Do you feel like, okay, so a lot of people understand HSAs. Some people understand FSAs. Very few people understand HRAs. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, if we just focus on the two that most people are going to have access to, HSA and FSA, Kristen's right. That decision is largely made for you based off of a previous decision that you made, whether or not you're going to go with a traditional healthcare plan or a high deductible healthcare plan. One or the other, you're probably going to have that decision made. But in general, HSA, here's how I like to frame it. HSAs ideally are made for long-term accumulation so that you've got a pot of money available for you in retirement. Now, if you have to dip into it while you're working, so be it. But it says save. You are trying to save for future healthcare needs. FSA, flexible spending account, that's much more transactional. Those are dollars that you know you're going to spend on an annual basis, because if you don't, you will lose those dollars. You will literally contribute money to an account that you will lose if you don't spend them within the prescribed time. So HSA, long-term. FSA, you're going to spend it up and use it, consume it as you are saving it.
Kristen, here's another top 3 probably that HR people get asked. Should I take the life and or disability insurance? It's such a fundamental financial planning question that so few people are versed on answering. What do we think?
Yeah, I would lump in all of the miscellaneous insurances. You might have vision, you might have dental, you might have accident. I think I was offered, like, one time, I think our broker had like a cancer policy too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so many that are available. But to your point, I think life and disability are probably the most common. And I sent a table from Social Security and from SSA to Dame because I wanted him to fact check me and make sure I was reading it right. Because one of the things that's really challenging is we talk about life insurance so much more often, but I believe, if I'm reading this table right, and this is why I wanted Damian to check me, according to the table, your odds of becoming disabled before normal retirement age are like 1 in 4 versus your odds of passing and never being disabled before a normal retirement age are 8%. So it's quite a bit different.
Yeah. Again, if your HR person is single, they're 56 years old, and you're asking them, and you're 32, and they've never been married, and you're 32, you've got 7 children named Harry, Gary, Larry, Mary, Sherry, Barry, and Rick.
Yeah.
Then you just have different needs, Kristen.
That's exactly right. And it's so hard because in a moment of transparency, I elected an FSA this year, and trying to decide how much money to put in that account, you guys, was kind of anxiety inducing, especially because I waited until 11 p.m. the day before. But
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, Kristen, if that's anxiety inducing for you, Dame,
right.
Totally.
come on.
No, it's no wonder that people just kind of throw their hands in the air and they just eventually check one that they think they're most comfortable with and go, whether or not it's the actual best solution for them. But another potential risk that you run into is if you ask a question like, well, is this enough? Like for life insurance, we have this conversation all the time. Well, I've got the life insurance at work that's equal to my income, my salary. Great. It's probably not anywhere close to enough for you. Now, maybe if you're 60 and all your kids are out of the house and you got all your debts paid off, maybe that's great. It could be perfect. But if you're, I don't know, 30, just had your first kid, life insurance probably needs to be a little bit deeper than just what you're getting at work. And you may not get that advice from your HR person.
I have a spicy take here. I think one of the biggest butcher jobs of decision making at enrollment time, open enrollment time, is life insurance election. I think people Kristen is skeptical of that. She gave me a mole rat look. Kristen, why are you skeptical? Let me finish 5 more seconds on it. I think because most people are underinsured with life insurance, the easiest path to closing that gap on an okay basis is through group coverage and voluntary coverage. So, Kristen, do you disagree? Now, Dame's shaking his head. I've upset the entire apple cart, and you're the apple, and he's the cart. Let's go.
I guess I want to make sure I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. You're saying because there's more risk, in the comments, Big Rick says that there's a false sense of security, right? Because you might not be able to take that policy if you were to leave that employer. Is that what you're saying?
No, Rick makes an incredible point there. He's right. There's often not portability. What I'm saying is people are underinsured, and the path of least resistance to get more properly insured is just take the extended group coverage, but they don't understand that it is the path of least resistance and that they are underinsured. And you can kind of solve the portability problem later. But I just think people should have more life insurance through their employer at the very, very least.
But isn't that better than nothing?
No, that's what I'm saying. They don't do it. You're making my point now.
Oh, I guess I'm
saying they don't do it and they should.
Okay. Then yes, I agree with you actually.
Wow. Dame?
Employer life insurance should never be the cornerstone of your life insurance plan. You should own your own life insurance. But if you want to use that as icing on the cake or to get you a little extra coverage, great. And of course, there are situations where you're uninsurable on your own and you just soak up everything that you possibly can through your employer and do the very best you can in those situations. Because these decisions, as we've noted countless times, are incredibly personal and specific to your own situation.
Kristen, could you summarize what an HR person really can and should answer? And then Dame, you can handle what they really cannot. If we can summarize here in the last minute of this segment, Kristen, fire away.
The things that your HR professional is there to help you with are the logistics and the administration kind of how all these things come together, letting you know when the deadlines are, who are the people that you need to contact. They're kind of like, I view them more as your coach, right? They're your Bill Belichick. They are not the one they shouldn't be ultimately making these decisions. They're advising you. You have to go out and actually execute on these plans. And so when we're talking about actually making those decisions, Dame doesn't agree with me. When we're talking about actually making those decisions, that's your job. They're just more of an advisor to you. What?
I was just looking at the time. I don't have to answer the question now.
Oh, this is so good. Guys, I'm so glad that we're all back together at our Thanksgiving cornucopia of fun and family. Dame, what can't they, hold on. Let me wait just a couple seconds here. Dame, Kristen just answered that question with, we had about a minute left, and I wanted to turn to you. She said what they can answer, and what I'm turning to you to ask is, what can they not answer? What do you think, Dame?
Well, Pete, I just don't think they can really answer much of anything when it comes to
Coming up after the break, more of the Pete the Planner Show. I'm Pete the Planner.
I thought you were going to jump in much faster than that. So
I know. That was good. Hey, guys, I have something to admit. You see all the comments about people are like, the layout is weird and this and that. And I did that. That is my decision.
Thanks for the love.
Look, like Jason and Rick are melting down. They're like Microsoft tech support. They're going to steal people's identities.
The cool thing is that you just let them try to figure it out in the comments. One of them pointed it out like way earlier in the show, and you just let them go.
Here's the thing. Whatever I use here, it's got a new feature, and it's just like you can do vertical or horizontal. And I don't know I don't know. And they're like, try it. We recommend you try it. And so for our YouTube, I was like, all right, I'll try it. And then here's where we are. So next week I won't do that. That's how you learn, Dame.
That's totally. You got to experiment a little bit. Think outside the box.
You touch a hot pan, Kristen. You're not touching it again. I don't know. Can I ask a question about your baby?
I suppose.
Dame sent this to me earlier to ask and I said it was inappropriate, but he pushed forward.
That sounds on brand.
Have you noticed any patterns of like laziness?
Pete, it's funny that you say that because she is the laziest baby who ever lived. So
Dude, I had a sense.
Jokes aside, she's so lazy that we actually have to wake her up to eat because she is just now back to birth weight, which for context, they want a baby back to birth weight in like 2 weeks, and she's 6 weeks old because she just sleeps through feeding.
Kristen, I wanted to share something that Dame and I both know and have known for a long time, is that we totally knew that a baby loses weight and then has to get back to birth weight. We totally knew that.
You guys didn't know that?
No, we know that, Dame.
Of course we knew that.
Everyone knows that. We knew it.
I know that, but I'm saying she didn't do it in time. It took her 200 extra what?
Dame, I have a question for you.
Proceed.
Did you know that a baby, there's a baby. You weigh it, and then it weighs less a little bit later, and then it's got to return to its weight. Did you know this?
You don't remember your kids losing weight after they were born?
Don't know. You answer the question. Did you know this?
Yes.
So did I.
You didn't know that?
No, I'm not on the hot seat here, Crystal.
You should be. You have 2 children.
I'm having lunch with my wife today, and I will not bring this up.
So feel free to ask her.
You should.
No.
I'll text her. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Send her a Slack.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what we should do is call my mom on the air and see if she knows it.
Mm-hmm.
She does.
My mom's birthday is, what's today? Like
okay.
2 days from now. 2 days from, I just didn't know what the date was. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you have a day coming up?
Yeah, I do, but no one cares. Okay. I had to keep a lot in my head, Kristen.
Same.
No.
I don't feel as though that's
that backfired. Okay, that backfired. I didn't know.
Okay, we'll forgive you.
Dame, this week's Blom is for you.
Yes. All right.
And I get a sense you might know the answer.
Okay. Oh, we'll see. Kristen, full transparency. I came back from my little 2-week work sabbatical.
Yes.
It's what you call it when you get busy at work and have to do that instead of talk on the radio.
The same as a baby sabbatical.
Yeah. I was really rusty on my first couple Bloms. So, there's...
You guys, I'm awful always.
If you underperform, you've got a really good excuse.
I'm always an underperformer at this segment.
Dame just sent me a Slack that said, when are you going to get off the funny sabbatical? And I think that's rude.
Sorry.
That's rude.
Okay.
What?
I never claimed to be funny.
No, he was saying it about me.
Him, not you.
You're saying about me. I was like, it's not my job to be funny. This isn't my
No.
show.
We
Yeah.
don't count on you to be funny at all.
Thank
Gosh.
God.
You know what's so funny about me saying that Dame said I was on a funny sabbatical is that the way that landed, it wasn't in fact funny.
It was quite ironic, truly.
No one cares, but in the last 2 weeks at work, well, by the nature that Dame has not been on the show last couple weeks, we've just been busy. It's just a lot. There's so much going on, and no one cares. No one cares. But my brain is so overwhelmed that in the last 3 days, I've just told people before every conversation, hey, I'm not good with words these days, just so they know.
Yeah.
Because I can't talk, and like clearly carried over today as well. But Jiminy Christmas. Can't wait for some turkey to solve that. Let's continue. Favorite Thanksgiving food? Kristen, go.
Cranberry stuffed meatballs.
Oh, amazing.
You broke him.
Is that HerculeanMealPrep.com?
Should be.
It should be.
Dame?
The macros probably would be decent.
Yeah, I would think so. Dame?
Corn casserole. Macros are not good on those.
No.
I was asked this question this morning at work in like a little group meeting, and I had my answer, and it's a great answer, but it's a crazy bougie answer.
Shocking.
I make this cranberry sauce. It's got like, real cranberries. It's got fresh squeezed orange juice and orange zest. It's got chipotle puree. It's got some rosemary and a big cinnamon stick. And it's like smoky and sweet and sour. And it's so good.
Sometimes less is more.
Well, yeah, it's what I said to my barber. And here we are. Okay. And 3. I'm not ready. We ready. We're not ready. Kristen, tell a joke. 3, 2, 1, tell a joke.
No.
All right, let me pull up what I want. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. This week's biggest waste of money of the week, right here on the Pete the Planner show, is the Form Smart Swim 2 goggles. Let me say that again. Forms Smart Swim 2 goggles. Bring pro-level data to every lap.
Time out.
Granted.
Kristen, you ever notice the word every can be pronounced every? You ever notice that?
I know, because that's wrong.
Okay. The built-in heads-up display shows real-time metrics like pace, distance, and heart rate directly in your line of sight. Machine learning.
Time out.
Yep. You ever realize that we're talking about AI? You always talk about machine learning. If you said machine learning, it'd just be funny because
It takes it down.
it does, takes it down. Machine learning tracks strokes and turns automatically, while an optical heart rate sensor and motion tracking provide precise feedback. The design is 15% smaller than the original, which people called Form's Smart Swim 1 goggles, with improved seals for all-day comfort and seamless integration with Strava and Training Peaks. It's the next evolution of swim training, but built right into your goggles. Kristen, should I let Dame go first? Because this is like his world.
Yes.
Okay. Dame, what is the retail price to have like a heads-up display in your goggles? And by the way, I mean, in your goggles, I mean your children's goggles.
Yeah, there's no point in me wearing these.
You're not necessarily.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like $275.
Kristen?
I'm going to take the over for sure. I think they're $350.
Okay. I need to go out of full screen for a second because we need to have a moment on this show. This is an important moment. Dame? Dame?
Yes.
Are you being honest with what's happening here today?
They nail it.
What are you talking about?
Dame, did you know the price of this item?
Yeah. My kids got a pair of these, not this kind, much less expensive.
And you didn't admit to this prior to guessing.
They weren't these, but when you are, because they came along with something else, and you're like, well, are these any good? And so you go out and you start looking at what they are, what the value of those are, and then what other options are out there. And so you just end up stumbling into knowing some of these things. And yeah, I mean,
integrity is absent on this show.
This is disgusting.
because I knew the answer to something.
Yep.
That's disgusting.
And you didn't disclose it.
He told me it was for me, and he thought I might know it before we even got to it. And yet I'm being persecuted for having knowledge about a specific thing that was meant for me. I don't know how this is my fault.
Kristen, what has happened to our republic?
I don't know, because he makes us give investment disclosures even when we're not even close to the line of investment advice. And then he does this.
That's shady. I mean, I'm a week away from being his age. And if this is what I have to look forward to is just fraud and dishonesty, then I don't want to keep aging.
Okay. Whatever you guys say, losers.
All right. What's in the news this week?
I'm sorry. Did you say I won?
Dame, you got the price right on the nose.
Thanks.
How does it feel?
Not as fulfilling as I was hoping.
Good.
Okay. The Federal Reserve's next move on interest rates just got a little harder to predict. The long-delayed September jobs report finally arrived, and it delivered a mixed bag that economists are still trying to decode. On the bright side, Pete, the economy added 119,000 jobs in September. Time out. Do you believe that, Pete? That it actually added 119,000 jobs in September?
I feel like I'm being put on the spot with this one because I don't want to be that guy, but no, I don't believe that at all. But I don't want to be that guy. It's like it's conspiracy. I'm not that person, but I just don't believe it. Can Kristen weigh in on this too? She has a baby.
Kristen.
Skeptical economist checks out.
Okay. More than that's more than double, by the way, of what Wall Street expected. That's the strongest gain in 5 months as well, and even contradicts an earlier private sector report showing job losses. But there is a flip side. Unemployment ticked up to 4.4%, the highest in 4 years. Wage growth also slowed. Never a great sign for consumer spending. So the Fed's now staring at strong hiring paired with rising unemployment. That's like getting a thumbs up and a warning siren at the same time. With limited data before the December meeting, this report will carry extra weight, but it's also stale. Recent private sector updates show slipping consumer confidence, cooling small business optimism, and layoffs at companies like UPS and Amazon. Retailers like Home Depot and Target have already lowered expectations as shoppers pull back. So in short, the Fed's got some tough choices and old information. What could possibly go wrong?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Kristen, they can't possibly lower interest rates at the December meeting, right?
I wouldn't think so, but as Dame is going through all of these metrics that were like, okay, yeah. I for a moment, I had a brief moment of empathy for people who call the stock market gambling as Dame was going through. Because I'm like, I don't know that any of this is actually real or makes any sense at all.
Dame, not lowering, right?
No, I think there's way too much disagreement on the board at this point, or the committee at this point to lower, but maybe next January or February.
I don't know. It just feels so reckless.
Yeah, I think they're going to stick this time.
What other great stories do you have for us?
Can I do a fun one?
Yeah.
Can a one-hit wonder support a publicly traded company, Pete?
Yeah.
We're about to find out. Baby Shark has been haunting parents for nearly a decade, believe it or not, racking up more than 16 billion views to become the most watched video on YouTube ever. And now Pinkfong, that's Fong, F-O-N-G, the South Korean company behind the earworm, has officially gone public, and with a strong debut, the company listed on the Kosdaq with a $53 million IPO. Shares jumped as much as 62% that day before closing up about 9%. Not bad for a business built on one unforgettable tune. The bigger question is whether Pinkfong can move beyond its signature hit. The company has other kid-focused franchises, and analysts think that the global appetite for South Korean entertainment could lift its future projects. But only time will tell if Pinkfong's next song can Do better than Baby Shark. And yes, the tune stuck in your head. I had to do it. It was right there. Sorry. Yeah, Kristen.
What's the business?
Kids entertainment.
Oh,
Kristen, do you sing songs to your new baby?
yes.
Do you make them up, or are they like songs that already exist?
They already exist.
Dane, I would presume, but you sang songs to when you had new babies?
Yeah, of course.
Did you make them up, or did they already exist?
I mean, a mix of both. You would also get creative with lines to songs that already exist as well.
Totally. So we don't need this bomb of a company. I will say the sort of South Korean culture being like hot and people wanting to be part of it, totally legitimate, right? My daughter was doing some Korean dance the other day from TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. That this one doesn't feel great. I'm not suggesting people will short sell, but that doesn't feel great, Dame. What do you think it's happening? You think it's going to be a good thing?
I think it's going to be a really tough long-term trajectory for success for that company.
All right. With a few minutes or a few seconds left in the show, we're going to have Kristen sing us a baby song.
We've actually already banned Baby Shark in this household. It's on the list of never to be played. So
that's great. Well, hey, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It's my favorite holiday in the whole entire world. I love it so much, and I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Kristen, thanks for coming back to the show and not just going, yeah, that was better without it. So, Kristen, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yes. Dame, happy day to you, sir.
Same to you.
Everyone else, any good vibes? Because good vibes are all that's in the budget. Have a cornucopia of love and appreciation on Thanksgiving. I'm Pete the Planner. I didn't know what our first show back would feel like.
And?
Well, still not sure.
Well, it felt like something.
It was good. There was bad. There was misinformation during ads. Like, it was great.
Only partially.
Partially, but reasonably important.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Not Herculean. Those were all accurate.
100% accurate. All those meals are actually available through Herculean.
In the context that he described it, technically not wrong. It was just the word choice at the end was wrong.
Yeah. Well,
but it's okay.
Hey, guys, real quick before we go. This week, one of our young coworkers, one of the former strength coach at a small college, invited him to go work out with me one morning.
Mm-hmm.
We went and lifted weights together. And in the course of working out together, I was spotting this individual as he was pressing a bar above his head. And his rep ended and he could not push it up. So I had to step in and lift it.
Sure.
I saved a coworker's life this week.
Wow.
Okay.
Brad is so thankful.
Yeah, he did. This young man didn't even say thank you. I mean, literally, if I was not there, his skull would have gotten crushed.
I mean, isn't that what you were there to do anyway?
Yeah, but I also know when it was my turn to do reps that I did not need his support, and I did more reps than we were supposed to just to prove that he did not save my life.
I mean, great, but I mean, when you use 50 pounds less, I mean, is it really that impressive?
Same weight.
Oh.
Okay.
Plus 25 years.
Okay. Well, good for you.
Oh, hey, Saul Jeremiah just joined the show. Sorry, Jeremiah. Stay getting money.
What happens when a basketball superstar changes the course of an entire city? I'm Mickey Shuey, and in Beyond Clarkonomics, we tell the story of how Caitlin Clark's arrival to the Indiana Fever sparked more than just sold-out arenas. It's rewriting Indianapolis's long-term strategy for sports, downtown growth, and women's leadership. Listen at ibjpodcast.com or on your favorite podcast app.
Want to give your team a real edge? The IBJ Group Plan delivers unlimited access to every story, every report, every video from IBJ and Inside Indiana Business for your whole team. Cover some or all of your employees with one simple payment. The more you add, the more you save. It's smart, it's flexible, and it saves you up to 30% off the standard rate. Already have IBJ subscribers in your office? Group up and save big. Learn more and get started now at ibj.com/group-plan.